the official announcement of the head of LTT Labs. Can I get a drum roll, please? I'm the only one drum rolling. Okay, all of you at home. You guys are doing it. I'm sure you're doing it. Okay, here we go. Are we ready to welcome to the show? Is this actually going to work?
Theoretically.
The one, the only, there he is, Gary Key. All right. Hey, Gary, you want to hit me with some voice noises?
Please, give me some voice. I don't know if you're going to be able to hear him.
I don't think I can hear him.
We can't hear him.
Okay, so I'll tell you what. Why don't I give you guys a brief rundown of exactly who this guy is while we get his voice working. Gary is one of the people who taught me pretty much everything that I ever learned about technology, okay? He's one of the, if I recall correctly, one of the original half a dozen or so writers at AnonTech.
Yeah, a lot for me too, just to throw that in there.
Yep, so between Gary, Dr. Ian Cutress, Anand, I want to say, I don't remember his full name, but Raja Gill, those guys were really, in my opinion, the team that had AnonTech at its peak, and this was back in the early 2000s. So Gary has been on the manufacturer side. I'll let him give you guys the full details there, but he's been on the manufacturer side for probably about, goodness gracious, I guess it's been almost 10 years now. Once we get his voice working so that I can actually hear him, that'll be great. Goodness. Okay, Gary, run us through. What did you used to do at AnonTech, and when did you leave? I don't even remember all the details.
Yeah, I started there in 2005 and left in 2009 and was a senior editor primarily on motherboards, but then dabbled in SSDs at the beginning of that, video cards and mice and whatever else Anon had.
Now, tell me something. You went over to the manufacturing side, and what were the factors that caused that to happen? Because, I mean, one of the things I talked about when we first announced the lab was that we were trying to stop a perceived trend in my eyes of experienced and knowledgeable media personalities heading over to the manufacturing side and becoming essentially
effectively disappearing.
Tainted.
Yeah.
Disappeared or tainted. I mean, Anand is disappeared.
Yeah.
And then I don't want to name any names, but I think there are some that have gone over to the other side that honestly, you just kind of can't take everything they're saying seriously anymore. So what were the factors that pushed you over to the manufacturer side?
I had actually spent so much time working with the various manufacturers, almost doing consulting work and testing. And decided if that was the majority of my job, why not do it at the manufacturer?
Do you feel like you ended up actually making... So wait, so your first gig at... did you go straight to ASUS? I thought so.
Yes, I went straight to ASUS.
Okay, so then your first gig with them was not marketing then?
No, I've been in marketing the entire time.
Oh, interesting.
So I started out in technical marketing, went to PR, and then product marketing and channel. And, for the last 3 years, I've been in charge of marketing for North America.
Got it. Yeah, that makes sense that you were in technical marketing at the beginning, because I was looking at it going, you've been in more of like a strategic, like a PR sort of marketing role, as opposed to, actually being the contact that I get on the phone with when some voltage won't adjust in the BIOS or whatever. It's been a lot of years since then.
Yes, there's been a lot of years. Still a lot of phone calls, though.
So I got to tell you something. When I made that video talking about the lab, there was actually only one name that I really had in mind to run it, and it was you, which actually, no, now that I think of it, I think I did tell you that, which really didn't help my negotiating position when we were trying to figure this out. But I want you to talk to the people. Like, how exciting is it to come back to the media side and start covering things other than just one brand?
Oh no, it's really hard for me to explain. It's very exciting. I am so pumped about doing this. It's a brilliant opportunity to expand what we're doing on the manufacturer side, but back on the media side. There's so many different products that I've wanted to get into as far as testing, also testing competing products, right? That was part of our job in technical marketing. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this, being able to truly take a deep dive into what makes the product tick and why, and then why that's important for the consumer. So
now, you know that there's going to be a lot of pressure to execute here, right? I mean, one of the things with labs is that it's, I think we've done a great job over the last 12 years here at Linus Media Group of lighting sparks. We run around, we light fires, and then we kind of like run away. If people want to go deeper, a lot of the time our answer is, well, we can point you to more technical resources for that.
But we got to make more videos.
But the reality of it is, with the breadth of products that we cover, we can't go that deep in any particular category. And your job is essentially to fix that. Right. And there's something that I kind of popped this on Gary about, I guess, 2-3 hours ago. He didn't know this, but remember Lab 1 that I showed all of you guys, and including Gary, because obviously you saw the video. Man, this guy took so long to apply. I had to send so many texts. I was like, hey, I know you saw that video because I know you watched the videos. Is your resume? And he's like, I'll get it to you.
I haven't made one in a long time, okay?
Freaking guy. Yeah. Anywho, so Lab 1 is officially dead. It's out. It's gone. Do you know this yet?
We talked about it being a potential thing. I didn't know it was actually happening though.
Where's that coming from? Stop. Okay, Lab 1 is done. It's out. So what I think we're going to do with that is we're going to turn it into like linked media or something like that. So Tech Linked starts doing more talk links, more tech longer. So we expand the programming for Tech Linked. Maybe we add like Game Linked on Tuesdays and Thursdays or something like that. So we're publishing 5 days a week. We build some awesome sets in there for whether it's Tech Longer or whether it's Talk Linked, so that we don't have to move things around all the time, which is one of the big reasons that we don't do those longer form discussion formats. We add a couple of people, maybe on the research side, maybe on the writing side, have a dedicated editor / shooter over there. So we turn that into kind of a satellite studio. It's no longer going to be a lab. We have a new space lined up that is going to be approximately 10 times the size. And that should give you some idea of what my expectations are in terms of building up the lab. So the way that I framed this for Gary a couple of hours ago is that I never want to hear, well, Linus, we could test this if only we had amount of space X or facility Y. Because every time I hear that, I'm going to say, then why haven't you built it yet?
Or like, is it on order or whatever?
So Gary, are you ready?
I'm ready. Really ready. I'm
this
sweating right now.
This is going to be a lot of fun.
I'm ready.
Man, it's been so long since you've been public facing. You're always so shy when I tried to get you in the videos and stuff.
I know. Well, I kind of suck on video, so I'm much better.
No, man, you'll get used to it. You'll get used to it. This is going to be so much fun. So we've actually got one of your new charges. Gary's been helping us out with the hiring process for some of our labs candidates as we've made our way, even though we didn't have an official even employment agreement signed with them because he took forever on that too. Gary's been helping us with hiring, making sure that we're going through people's credentials and making sure we're building out a super qualified team. We've got someone really exciting who's starting on, I forget if it's Monday or Tuesday. And then what's your first day, Gary?
It's in a couple of weeks. Yeah.
Freaking awesome. Now I got to know. Now we're past the stuff that Gary and I have talked about already. What are you going to do on your first day?
My first day? Jeez. Very good question.
Have a little cry?
Um, no, I'll probably do donuts in the parking lot.
Wouldn't even surprise me. So, okay, is it a secret, the other media vertical that you have participated in the past? Because my understanding is you kind of have done some ghostwriting, but I don't know if you've actually disclosed for what and about what. And don't feel pressure to disclose it if you don't want to. That's fine.
No, we'll keep that secret.
We're going to keep that secret. Okay. Well, I'll say this much. Gary, tech is not Gary's only passion. Okay?
Right.
And that could actually be a really good thing for Linus Media Group moving forward as well. So, man, you're going to have a lot of stuff to do.
Yeah.
How big do you imagine your team?
I really do.
How big's your team going to be after 18 months? Like, these are important questions. Have you given this any thought?
Could you repeat that? I'm sorry.
How big's your team going to be after 18 months?
Yeah, I thought that's what you asked. I'm envisioning probably 9 to 11.
9 to 11? Okay.
9 to 11.
My expectation is somewhere in the neighborhood of like 14 to 18. So we're sort of talking the same language. But the thing is that, man, as we get deeper and deeper into all these different verticals, I'm realizing that, even something like, okay, here's what we were working on. Here's the reason that the show was late today. I wanted to mod my old Game Gear to put a better screen on it. And it turns out that this is a king rabbit hole. There are so many different revisions of the Game Gear hardware over the years. There are so many different board layouts for the different revisions. There are so many interesting little quirks that you might discover. So even though we found out that we had what's this one? This is a single SoC whatever.
Dual ASIC.
Oh, yeah. No, the original one. This one's single ASIC, isn't it?
Oh yeah, the VA2.
Yeah, so we have so this is a VA5, I thought.
I have no idea what's part of that.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Okay, so this is a VA5. Okay, it's got a single ASIC, which means that you can't replace the screen unless, there was a new screen kit that was released 6 days ago or something like that. Oh, but even if you get a new screen, it actually supports like 500 colors. So what you really want is an A1 or A2 or something like that. So this is a dual ASIC. But then we found out, based on our serial number, we think that this may actually be one of the first like several hundred off the line of the particular factory that made this unit.
Okay.
Also, whoever sold it to us appears to have done at least some mods, unless some of the early ones shipped with glass screen covers, because you can see those are clearly not the same material at all. There's different audio boards you can put in, different charging boards you can put in to convert it to lithium ion. And I'm sitting here going like, if we don't have a couple of dedicated electronics modding people and a person who's just dedicated to retro console content, we're not going to be able to keep up. Because that's the vision for the labs at the end of the day, is that the tide's been turning for quite some time now on YouTube. You're no longer able to just be a generalist, a jack of all trades, a master of none, because there's going to be someone or someone's out there in every single vertical that is going to do it 5 times better than you, because that's all that they do. They eat, sleep, and breathe nothing but that particular category day in, day out. So I think a perfect example of someone like that is Addy from Epos Vox, okay? Looks at pretty much nothing but streaming optimization, encoding, capture, all that kind of stuff, microphones, really focused on streaming. And so unless we have people who just are completely immersed in these categories or in these spaces, I just think we're going to fade into irrelevance, and that's what the lab is for. So essentially, the way that I see the lab is that it's going to be kind of like tripling to quadrupling our writing staff without making necessarily more content.
Yeah.
but also we'll probably do more content. Yeah, Vincent from HDTV Test is another great example. Chat's pointing out some other just outstanding examples of people who are super focused on a particular vertical. And to be clear, the idea is not to compete these people out of business, because the way that I see it, the rising water is going to lift all ships, however that saying goes, because the more we educate people about technology, the more appetite there's going to be for deeper content, deeper analysis, and of course, differing opinions. I mean, even back in the day when you were doing written, there was AnandTech and Tom's Hardware and Hard OCP and PCPer and Tech Report and all these respected publications, and you didn't read a review from just one. We just need to make sure that we are part of that conversation. So can you do it?
Yes, I can.
That would be a hilarious time to say no. Just saying. Honestly, on second review,
yeah,
I think maybe not.
You know what? I think I'll get a refund on that plane ticket.
So
yeah, so I'm excited. I mean, one of the great things that I like so much about bringing Gary in is he doesn't only have the technical expertise and really the hunger to learn more and get deeper into this stuff, but he has the people management expertise, because the reality of it is that I need to be focused on making the content entertaining, on keeping Linus Media Group running like a well-oiled machine. So he wasn't cheap. Gary, you weren't cheap. So he wasn't cheap, but the idea is that Gary's going to come in and basically, I don't have to think about it. When I get numbers or when I get a report from labs, or if Alex is sitting on set for Short Circuit working on an unboxing of some laptop, whatever is on that page is bulletproof. Can we do it?
Yeah. Our goal is not to be questioned. Simple as that.
Well, I'm excited.
Yeah, I am too. In fact, I need to get to the airport so I can find a place to live.
Yeah, so how's that Vancouver housing market treating you?
Oh, just like it is in San Jose. It's a bit rough.
All right. Well, hey, you know what? Thank you very much for joining us on the show. I'm super glad that we were able to bring you on. Sorry, guys, there's a really long delay on the call with Gary, so maybe we'll have him come in person once he's here, and we'll have a chat. Maybe after the first month or so, we can talk about what's going well, what's going not as well, what positions we want to hire, what we can do to make it, to make this whole thing go better. I mean, really, the reality of it is, it shouldn't come down to budget. As long as we're finding the right people, we want to make sure that we are attracting the right talent. So guys, for those out there who know, I know a lot of you, no offense, Gary, are going to have no idea who Gary is, because he has spent the last 10 years behind the scenes. Yeah. He's not a limelight seeker, and you know what? That's cool. But for the people in the know, I think that this sends a message that we are serious about this. And if you weren't sure if we were serious about this and you've held off on applying, then it's time to get your resume over here, because whether it's displays, whether it's GPUs, CPUs, whether it's consumer electronics, we have to do, and we're going to need a lot of experts. And if you feel like you can help us take things to the next level, then we really need your paperwork. All right. Thanks, Gary. Drive safe.
Thank you. Take care. See you later.
All right. Bye.
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 Thanks for watching, and thanks to mechanicalkeyboards.com for sponsoring this week's clips. Mechanicalkeyboards.com has a ton of keyboards, switches, keycaps, and more, all from brands you know and love. Check them out and use code LTT using the link in the video description.